Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Masons online classroom. Today, I'll share with you the construction methods for hollow bricks and blocks. This course covers the basic masonry skills for the construction of hollow bricks and blocks, consisting of two parts, which are 1. Construction with hollow bricks. 2. Construction with blocks. First, let's start by learning the first part of this course, construction with hollow bricks. Sintered bricks are made primarily from clay, shale, coal gang, and coal fly ash. They undergo shaping and burning processes to achieve their final form. There are three main types: clay bricks, shale bricks, and coal fly ash bricks. Traditional solid clay bricks have significant drawbacks, including high soil excavation, energy consumption, and heavy weight. Due to high labor intensity and low efficiency during construction, the government has prohibited the use of solid clay bricks in buildings. Sintered hollow bricks are defined by having large but few pores, with a core ratio generally exceeding 40%. They are suitable for non-load-bearing parts and come in specifications such as 290 by 190 by 90 and 390 by 190 by 190. With strength grades including MU10, MU7.5, MU5.0, MU3.5, and MU2.5. Construction key points for hollow brick walls. 1. The squeegee method is recommended for hollow brick construction, and vertical joints should be grouted before laying. 2. Processing of hollow bricks, non-standard bricks, should be done using a toothless saw. Chopping or chiseling methods are not allowed for cutting bricks. 3. Corners and intersections of walls should be constructed simultaneously without leaving stepped rackings. Construction requirements for hollow brick walls. 1. Reinforcement should be added at corners and intersections of hollow brick walls. 2. When the wall length exceeds 5 meters or the height exceeds 4 meters without a clear design instruction, constructional columns or horizontal beams should be added in the middle. 3. At least 3 layers of common solid bricks should be laid at the bottom of the wall, and within 1 brick range on each side of door and window openings. Common bricks should also be used. Let's move on to the second part, construction with blocks. Definition of block walls: walls built with blocks and mortar. Advantages: using industrial waste and local materials, saving energy, reducing environmental pollution, improving insulation and heat resistance, increasing usable space, and reducing the weight of walls, leading to enhanced production efficiency and cost reduction. Block classification. Concept: artificial blocks made from industrial waste, such as coal slag, mine slag, etc., and local materials. Applications: bearing walls and retaining walls in industrial and civil construction. Classification by size and weight: small, medium, and large blocks. Classification by material: ordinary concrete blocks, aerated concrete blocks, and lightweight aggregate concrete blocks. Construction key points for block walls. The construction rule for block masonry is matching holes, staggered joints, and reverse masonry. Matching holes: blocks on the upper and lower layers should be matched with holes. Staggered joints: vertical joints should be staggered by half the length of the main standard block. Reverse masonry: lay the blocks with the bottom surface facing upward. A. Block arrangement should match holes, staggered joints, and overlap. Staggered joints by half the length of the main standard block for upper and lower small blocks matching holes. If matching holes are not possible, the stagger overlapping length should be less than 90 mm, otherwise, 4x4 reinforcing spot welding meshes should be set in the horizontal masonry joints. The distance between the two ends of the mesh and the vertical joint is not more than 400 mm, and vertical joints should not exceed 2 layers of blocks. B. Outer wall corners and intersections of longitudinal and transverse walls should have staggered joints and overlapping. C. Corners and intersections of walls should be built simultaneously. In case of a temporary break point, construct stepped rackings with a horizontal length not less than the height of the stepped rackings. Serrated rackings are strictly prohibited at corners and seismic fortification areas. In non-seismic fortification areas, when it is difficult to leave stepped rackings at the temporary break point of internal and external walls, they can extend 200 mm from the wall surface and form yin-yang dovetails. Every 3 layers of blocks should have tie bars or steel mesh at the hitching point, extending to the door and window openings. D. Blocks should be laid one by one, and mortar should be applied as the blocks are laid. Use the slurry method for full coverage of horizontal mortar joints on all ribs or sealing the bottom surface. Use the end face method for vertical mortar joints, where the block end faces upward, and press the block into the mortar on the wall tightly, then fill and compact with mortar. E. When constructing, maintain a level line at the top and a straight line at the bottom. Adjacent sides should be level, and after each block is laid, scrape the original mortar joint, with the mortar joint recessed 2 mm into the wall. F. If blocks are moved or bumped, they should be relaid. G. The daily construction height of block laying should not exceed 1.4 meters or 1 scaffold. Construction requirements for block walls. Below the ground or damp course, the masonry should use no less than Mu 7.5 ordinary concrete small blocks and M5 cement mortar. For the bottom layer of walls in buildings with 5 floors and above, use no less than Mu 7.5 blocks and M5 masonry mortar. The following parts of the masonry should use C20 concrete-filled block holes, masonry below the indoor ground or damp course on the bottom layer. 1 layer masonry below the supporting surface of beams and slabs without ring beams. Block width and height of the concrete-filled area without concrete beam pads should be no less than 600 mm. At the intersection of the inner and outer walls below the supporting surface of the cantilever beam, 3 holes should be filled with a height no less than 3 block layers. At the intersection of the longitudinal and transverse walls, holes on each side not less than 300 mm from the wall centerline should be filled with a height equal to the full height of the wall. At the junction between the initial wall construction and the subsequent partition wall, a welded steel mesh with a minimum diameter of 4 mm should be installed within the horizontal mortar joint at intervals not exceeding 400 mm along the wall height. The transverse spacing of the mesh should be no more than 200 mm. The mesh should extend into the subsequent partition wall by a minimum of 600 mm. That concludes our lesson for today. Thank you all for watching.